The lights is bright.
It's the whole thing. It's just like the state says we can't take you over and make you do anything, which is true. State laws like send people for leave, you can usually for leave, you just if they're like if they can't right. That's why it's something. You gotta bring it home. Yeah, you gotta bring that home.
Like a bird and has hollow bones too. She stubs her toe in a steel-toed shoe. She spills her beer, but she holds her liquor. She's got a thing for guitar pickers. And oh, sister, how I miss her. Oh, brother, how I love her. She looks like a model in her underwear. She puts too many products in her long brown hair. She buys good coffee but bad fake creamer. It's been way too long since I've seen her. No, sister, how I missed her. No, brother, how I love her. Works too hard at a job she don't like to buy her man a beer on Friday night. She didn't care how poor I'd get as long as I had a guitar and picked. And oh, sister, how I miss her. No, brother, how I love her. She's cold when it's 82 degrees outside. She washes her clothes with 3 kinds of Tide. She's got a glass eye and band-aids on her toes. She sounds like a squirrel when she blows her nose. And oh, sister, how I miss her. No, brother, how I love her. She eats like a bird and has hollow bones too. She stubs her toe in a steel-toed shoe. She spills her beer, but she holds her liquor. She's got a thing for folk singers. And oh, sister, how I miss her. The dinosaurs ate each other, that's why they ain't around. Now they're just a bunch of bones waiting to be found. The past ain't nothing but some old used to be. The future is something I probably don't care to see. No one's been to the moon, those weren't astronauts. Watched them fake the whole thing while eating tater tots. Fortunes in a cookie you get at a restaurant. Glory's just a concept I never really got. And destiny's a stripper at that crazy joint downtown. Fate ain't nothing but something that might go down. My spirit's that thing I used to have in school. My soul ain't nothing but the bottom of my shoe. Well, there ain't nothing holding back them geese in the sky, except for that goose in front who's blind in one eye. Life ain't easy, heavy weighs my crown. It falls off my head every time I fall down. I don't really care where we go when we die. No one will ever know how that goose lost his eye. There ain't no use wondering how the blue got in the sky. No one ever failed when they didn't try. And destiny's a stripper at that crazy joint downtown. Fate ain't nothing but something that might go down. My spirit's that thing I used to have in school. My soul ain't nothing but the bottom of my shoe. Well, the good Lord's just a guy with too much time on his hands. Why he does what he does, I will never understand. The worst thing he ever made was the opposable thumb. And all we do is stick it up our butts until it goes numb. When I grow up, I want to be an old man with a wife in her grave and a beer in my hand, and a sign on my door that says go away. Since I wrote this song, I got nothing more to say. And destiny's a stripper at that crazy joint downtown. Fate ain't nothing but something that might go down. My spirit's that thing I used to have in school. My soul ain't nothing but the bottom of my shoe. Yeah, my soul ain't nothing but the bottom of my shoe. I'm Chris. I got CDs for sale. Behind the bar is Mark. He's got booze for sale. We both take tips, especially Mark. Some folks are born rude. Some folks are born rich. Some folks are born pretty. Some folks aren't born at all. Some folks are born ruthless. Some are born lucky. Some are short. Some are tall. Little Susie was born like any other from a mother in small town, USA. Except she was born with knobby knees, a crooked leg, and nothing much to say. Well, there ain't much to childhood. Eat your vitamins and grow. You imaginate in the sunshine, you go sledding in the snow. Well, little Susie watched it all happen, looking out of her bedroom window. Sitting on her bed with an already colored coloring book and no place to go. Susie wore a blue dress with her head held up high, a tiara in her hair and a brand new sparkling glass eye. Y'all can grow on up and still be cruel and still be mean. One-eyed Susie will always be the homecoming queen. Well, all of Susie's friends were imaginary, but man, they were some damn good friends. Susie spent most of her time with her eyes shut, looking through a technicolored lens. She'd pretend to paint utopian pictures on the ceiling with folks holding hands, while the mother packed her lunchbox in the morning with 2 carrots and Shasta in a can. Well, Susie lost a little brother and her mother crawled into a hole with some smokes and some gin. Father drove a rig, she didn't know where he was going or where he'd been. Well, she had only one eye when folks asked her about it. She never really knew what to say. No one ever told her how she lost it. To her, it had always been that way. Susie wore a blue dress with her head held up high, a tiara in her hair and a brand new sparkling glass eye. Y'all can grow on up and still be cruel and still be mean. One-eyed Susie will always be homecoming queen. made it through another summer full of empty Budweisers and the neighbor beating his wife. August was the hottest month she'd ever seen in 17 years of life. The sun cracked the ground, the mosquitoes fell dead from the poison trucks rolling by. Just goes to wonder how by September anything at all was still alive. Well, Susie looked kind of funny and she tended to be the butt of everybody's jokes. High school ain't real easy for funny looking, generally awkward, fat or nerdy folks. Well, someone thought it'd be clever to rig the vote and thus ironically elect one-eyed Susie the queen of the football festivities held in October, known as small town homecoming. And Susie wore a blue dress with her head held up high, a tiara in her hair and a brand new sparkling glass eye. Y'all can grow on up and still be cruel and still be mean. One-eyed Susie will always be the homecoming queen. One-eyed Susie will always be. Seems like a long song when I play it. I'll do a short song. Alright, I wrote this one. This one I did. It's a traditional. Well, I wish to the Lord I'd never been born or died when I was young. Never would have kissed your ruby lips or heard your lying tongue. And all the good times are past and gone. All the good times are over. All the good times are past and gone. Little darling, don't weep no more. Do you see that lonesome dove flying from pine to pine? He's mourning for his one true love, like I mourn for mine. And all the good times are past and gone. All the good times are over. All the good times are past and gone. Little darling, don't weep no more. Do you see that passenger train heading around that bend, carrying away my one true love to never return again? All the good times are past and gone. All the good times are over. All the good times are past and gone. Little darling, don't weep no more. Beaches in the summertime, apples in the fall. If I can't have that girl I want, I don't want none at all. And all the good times are past and gone. All the good times are over. All the good times are past. guys for listening. I'm doing a short set here. I'll do a couple more, and then at 10 o'clock, my band's going to show up, and we're going to play these songs again, probably. A bunch of other songs. Maybe a couple of these again. Yeah. They'll be unrecognizable with the band. Here's an old one the band doesn't know, so we won't play this later. The only thing that the breeze kicks up is some old dust. All the junk sitting in the yard has gone to rust. Lonely folks do nothing but stay out of sight. The only thing out on the road are the old stoplights. And it ain't like it used to be in Bethlehem. You can't find the street signs for the trees. You can't find the sidewalk for the leaves. The liquor ran off with the women to the next town. No one ran to catch the sun before it went down. It ain't ever shining on old Bethlehem. And there used to be a clear river, now it's dry. Used to be something other than the dust in your eye. All the old holes in the wall have all dried up. The town preacher went vagabond in the back of someone's truck. He ain't ever coming back to Bethlehem. And the old farmers are growing daisies, cursing the young. They were too busy dying to forgive anyone. Freewheeling and hard rambling got you good and grown. But once you've gone and the years passed on, you can't go home. Ain't like you've been around old Bethlehem. Well, there used to be a rich girl looking out her window, staring at the poor boy sitting in the shade below. Used to be summer was never short on time. Used to be the boys would watch pretty girls walk by. Nobody walks anywhere in Bethlehem. And there aren't any trains running on the old main line. The engineer, he lost himself on homemade wine. Fives and dimes don't buy what they should. It's a five and dime. Used to be folks gave a damn, now it's a crime. Ain't like it used to be Bethlehem. No, it ain't like it used to be in Bethlehem. I didn't write this one either. This is Mark Mallory's favorite song. Cheeks as red as a blooming rose, eyes are the prettiest brown. She's the darling of my heart, the sweetest girl in town. When I was a baby boy, I wanted a Barlow knife. Now I want little Shady Grove to say she'll be my wife. Wish I was a sour apple hanging from the tree. Every time she'd walk by, she'd take a bite out of me. Shady Grove, my true love. Shady Grove, I know. Shady Grove, my one true love. I'm bound for Shady Grove. Peaches in the summertime, apples in the fall. If I can't have that Shady Grove, I don't want none at all. Said Shady Grove, my true love. Shady Grove, my darling. Shady Grove, my one true love. I'm bound for Harlan. I went over to Shady's house to eat some supper. Stubbed my toe on the table leg, rubbed my nose in the butter. And if I had a bottle of wine, bread and meat for two, put it all on a golden plate and give it all to you. Said Shady Grove, my true love. Shady Grove, I know. Shady Grove, my one true love. I'm bound for Shady Grove. If I had a golden thread, fine as I could sew that girl to my back, down the road I'd go. Said Shady Grove, my true love. Shady Grove, I know. Shady Grove, my one true love. I'm bound for Shady Grove. Said Shady Grove, my little girl. Shady Grove, my darling. Shady Grove, my little girl. I'm bound for Harlan. Thanks. I'll be back on about 10 o'clock with the band. Thanks for listening. I got CDs for sale if you want one. Tip your bartender.